Hello and welcome to Policy Watch by PolicyTV. I'm Miberon Omoluju. In our last episode, we spoke about the rise of the side hustle economy and how having multiple sources of income has now become the only way to survive in Nigeria. Now, that conversation leads us directly into what we are discussing today. So let's talk about the reality of the average salary earner in Nigeria and what that salary actually means in real life. Data shows that while the average salary in Nigeria is around 300,000 plus monthly, the median income is closer to 100,000 naira, which means a large number of Nigerians actually earn around that lower range or even less. So for this conversation, I want us to be realistic. Let's use someone earning between 120,000 naira to 200,000 naira and break it down with what is currently happening in the country. We will begin with the strongest contender, which is the fuel increase. Because we all know that once fuel price goes up in Nigeria, everything else follows. Transport costs, food prices, and even the smallest things, pure water, bread, roadside food, everything adjusts. Even the malam down the street will increase price and tell you fuel don't cost. Now let's bring it into real life with actual numbers. Let's say you earn 150,000 naira. First, there's rent. In Abuja, even places like Kubwa or Maraba, a self-contained apartment can go for around 400,000 naira to 900,000 naira per year, sometimes even more depending on the condition. If you break that down monthly, you are looking at roughly 35,000 naira to 75,000 naira per month. And remember, you are not even paying monthly, you are paying 1 year upfront. Now, food. Food is now one of the biggest expenses in Nigeria, taking up to as much as 60 to 70% of income for many households. Even for a single person, you are likely spending between 80,000 naira to 150,000 naira monthly just to eat decently. So let's pause there. If you earn 150,000 naira and food alone can take up to 80,000 naira or more, what is left? Now add transport. With the fuel price increase, transport costs have significantly gone up. On average, a salary earner may now spend 30,000 naira to 60,000 naira monthly on transport. And if you use one of these hail riding services like Uber or Bolt, you already know. What used to be a quick 2,500 naira trip is now ranging from 5,000 naira or even more depending on the time and demand. So let's calculate this in a simple way. 70,000 naira on food, 40,000 naira on transport, 40,000 naira on rent, which is monthly equivalent. You're already at 150,000 naira. And we have not even talked about electricity bill, data, healthcare, family support or emergencies, and even your own enjoyment. So when people say things are hard, this is what they mean. And this is where the frustration is coming from, because you hear the government saying they are working. You hear about reforms, you hear about policies, and we are not saying they are not working. But the real question is, what is the evidence? Because if something is working, it should show in the everyday life of people. But right now, it just feels like the opposite is happening. If you look at what economists, development experts, and even global institutions like the World Bank have consistently pointed out, there is one solution that stands out. One thing that has the power to trigger improvement across multiple areas at once. And that is this: stabilizing the naira and reducing inflation. Inflation is at the center of everything we're experiencing. Nigeria has been dealing with high inflation rates, around 25% to over 30% in recent periods. And this is driven by fuel price increases, exchange rate instabilities, and rising production costs. And this is why many experts argue that until inflation is controlled, no other solution will fully work. So what does stabilizing the naira and reducing inflation actually mean in practical terms? It means government must focus on policies that reduce the cost of importing goods, stabilize exchange rates, and support local production so that prices stop rising uncontrollably. For example, if the naira stabilizes, the cost of importing food, medicine, and raw materials reduces. And when that reduces, businesses spend less. When businesses spend less, prices begin to stabilize. At the same time, if local production is properly supported, especially in agriculture and manufacturing, Nigeria becomes less dependent on imports, which further reduces pressure on prices. This is one solution that can have ripple effect across everything else. And until this becomes the priority of the government, we'll keep going in circles. Thank you for watching. I'm Miberon Omoloju, and this has been Policy Watch by Policy TV. Goodbye.